Comic books, anime, video games, sci-fi. If you've been made fun of for it, we're probably going to talk about it.
Everyone pretend podcasting isn't boring.
This is Nerd Radio.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Emmett Brown. I'm standing on a parking lot at Twin Pines Mall, and this is temporal experiment number 1.
Welcome to this week's Nerd Radio, wherever you get your podcast is part of the B-Pod Studios Network, and of course all over your social media at Nerd Radio 101. My name's Chuck B, and I'm joined, as always, by Mr. Al Beck.
I think we're haunted this week.
And James as well.
I'm the one who's the victim of the haunting.
Yeah. Yeah, because the lights just turned on over
Yeah,
there.
that was the other thing,
hallway?
too. It was like we were already talking off mic about on Twitch there, James's camera's flickering or something, so
Right.
he's haunted. We had a weird thing with our SD recording card.
Yep.
You know, and there's been a couple of little things, and all of a sudden, as we were going live, lights around us turned on.
Who was summoning ghosts in the Checkpoint XP studios? That's my
Wasn't
question.
me, I'll tell you that right now.
Who was who was goofing around with a Ouija board? Don't you know? Ouija boards are bad news. But we've got some good news for you as we're, as I said, we're back with some more Nerd Radio. We got a whole bunch of news stories, some of which I didn't even get to last week, but some of which
Oh my goodness, we have leftovers.
we have leftovers from last week,
Sweet, tasty.
as well as some. Hello, Erica. Walking by in the hallway. It's so weird to see people again in the building. Like we're used
Yeah.
to seeing the same, like dozen or so people, but now everyone's back in the building.
Who's that new person?
Oh wait.
Oh, it's the same person. They just put on a few pounds.
I am convinced, and I was telling James about this. I don't want to get into too many details, but
Sure.
I'm pretty sure I had an encounter with somebody who was looking at me and wanted to say something, but wasn't 100% sure it was me.
Oh really?
Because we hadn't seen each other in a while. And I have put on a hefty amount of weight, and I chose that word very carefully.
The only weight I see over there is your beard. It's full and it's grown up.
That would be my fat neck hanging down.
It's bigger than it's ever been.
It looks like a Gandalf beard now, but it's because my neck has grown so fat
It's his turkey
that it
gobbler.
dangles. Yes, it's my turkey gobbler. And it's funny because on social media, I made the joke, like, did anyone else's quarantine 15 turn into quarantine 50? And it was a joke.
Yeah.
Months ago. I think it stopped being a joke. I think
Followed you.
I may have actually reached
Oh no.
like made the punchline reality, and it's a sad affair.
Stepped on the scale and realized it's a COVID 45. He's only 5 away from the 50.
Yeah.
Well, if COVID has taught us anything, it's that life is short and you should enjoy yourself. So might as well have that extra piece of pizza.
What are you talking about? You shut up.
I'm just saying over there. That's more where I'm looking at it.
Chuck
but then
Bean,
again,
for your health advice.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, well,
Enjoy
Don't-
that extra slice of pizza. Fatty.
yeah. Don't listen to me.
All right. Well, let's get to what people are here for, and that is to talk about
Not this. Not me talking about my fat ass. That's
Let's
not
talk
what we're
more about Al's love of pizza.
here. It is.
That's kind of a nerdy thing.
Welcome
it's
to the-
dirty. It's
welcome
real,
to the
real dirty.
the Pizza Cast,
Dirty. Ooh, the pizza cast.
the Dirty Pizza Cast,
Ooh, that's you like
want
eating slices
dirty-
of pizza off people's bodies like they do the sushi.
Dirty
Yes.
Pizza.
It is both a pepperoni in my pocket, and I'm happy to see that pizza.
Ooh,
All right.
spicy pepperoni.
I've got some stuff to tell you about as far as Netflix shows are concerned. Speaking of which, Loki starts today.
Yeah.
I say today. We're recording on Wednesday. The podcast drops on Friday. But
Yeah, they're already sold out of Loki charms.
Yeah.
I tried to buy a box,
Right.
and they're sold out. Of
Did you get the
course.
Ghostbusters cereal? Was it
I
like-
did. I found the Ghostbusters cereals I found in local Kroger's
Nice.
in our area. So I've had them. Just okay. It's not a lot of flavor, to be honest. Like,
No.
It's kind of fruity.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the bites with the marshmallows because it actually had some sweetness.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just the little, I think they're little red.
I was going to
cereal
say, if
pieces
it's
are
if it's
just,
anything like the old
okay.
Ghostbusters cereal, it's just like Captain Crunch, granola, but it's just
I would
colored
say
different.
it's closer to Kix.
Kicks. Okay.
I really do wonder the difference, the money-making difference there is between making a box of cereal, just this limited edition. We're talking for,
Right.
who is it? Is it Kellogg's, General? Who's making it? Do you
I'm
know?
not sure. Probably
Okay.
General Mills. I feel like
Well,
they're the ones. with-
Whichever one is making it, like, they're only making X number because of a reason, right? Instead of just putting it on the shelves for a while.
Right.
Make it limited.
Right. So, like, are they really making that much more money? Because I feel like it's just going to contribute to an aftermarket collector thing.
Yeah,
and there's going to be
probably.
some nerd who's going to end up paying $1,000 for a stupid box of cereal. Which, shame on them. I'm not being, I'm not
Shame on the
pitying
nerd
that person.
for paying thousands of dollars for the box of cereal he wants.
Yes, of course. I'm not. I will shame him, but I don't want to reward those people who try and make
grab
the
it and then try to make the money. Right.
I feel like the limited cereals that they make is strictly just a marketing mechanic from the movie studios. So
Yeah.
I feel like General Mills, it's just extra cash to them because they're using the same stuff that they would use in other cereals, but they might just tweak the recipe a little bit, and they're going to get all that money from the movie house. It's going to be like, put out this Ghostbusters cereal, put out these Loki Charms.
Right.
So they're making a bunch of money from them.
Right.
Then they just put them out and sell them, and they probably would break even. But they're looking at it in terms of we're making this money from the movie house, and the movie company's looking at it like this is just a non-traditional way to market.
Right.
That makes more sense then, because I was thinking of it the other way, where like, we'll say it's General Mills. I don't know. I guess we all have computers in front of us. We could Google it, but I'd rather continue the show in ignorance as I have for the last 9 years or whatever it's been. So in continuing in ignorance, we'll say it's General Mills. I was thinking of it like they were buying the license from Disney to
To
oh,
do
hey,
Loki
can we use that to sell more cereal? But I didn't think about it as a marketing ploy from Disney buying
That's
from
just
General Mills.
Those are just my opinion.
Yeah.
And how I would look at it.
And again, we could look it up easily, and this full discussion could have been.
I got to move the keyboard
40
from underneath
seconds.
the mic arm. Then that's too much work.
Oh, well, I've got open tabs right here.
Well, someone in our Twitch stream was kind enough to do the search for us and say it's General Mills.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
right.
Thank you, Dr. GTC.
Dr. Green Thumb Canada.
Also, I feel like, especially with the cereal, like they've got to change the machines over to make that cereal special. And I'm sure there's some dollars and cents as far as that's concerned. I'm sure it's not as much as they would have you believe.
Well,
it
I feel like
is.
the Ghostbusters, they just put some red dye in the Kix formula.
Yeah.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay.
Just let it go.
Then kick out some of those extra marshmallows.
I want to know, how is High C making so much money that they can afford to not put Ecto Cooler out?
Somebody has put Ecto Cooler Pop out at FYE.
Yeah.
Starting yesterday, because I think yesterday was technically Ghostbusters Day. So I think that means that was the first, however many years ago, Ghostbusters came out June 8th.
Yes.
So I believe that was yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, whenever you hear this, we're talking as of the recording.
Right. Yeah.
But I forgot where I was going with that whole thing.
At FYE, they've
Oh, yeah,
somebody put
FYE,
out
they
a-
have like a Ecto Cooler Pop.
Right.
So that's what my next mission to be on the hunt for is.
But like, it's got to be the most successful flavor High C has ever had.
I think it's the most delicious flavor High C they've ever had.
I agree, and that's why I am on the train of like, why don't you just
Change the
this?
name. Even change the name if they don't want it to be related to Ghostbusters. Just
Yeah.
change it to like Kick-Ass Cooler.
Kick-Ass Cooler would be
You
pretty
know?
good.
And then mark it with Kick-Ass 3 when that comes out or whatever.
That is not happening. Not anytime soon.
Not going to resurrect Big Daddy?
No, unfortunately not.
Nicolas Cage would do it.
I bet he would.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to some video game news. Over the weekend, I had kind of a. Can I tell you about my weekend?
Sure.
With video games again?
No.
Let me. All right. Well, let's
you can
continue.
tell me.
then.
Forget Al.
Let me
He's
take.
fiddling with someone over there anyways.
Don't ask if you don't.
Let me take you on a little bit of a ride. There's some ups and downs to this story, but over the weekend, I don't remember exactly why or how, but I uncovered my original Nintendo DS, and I was like, oh yeah, I played a bunch of good games on this. I'd love to just crack it open and open up. And my original Nintendo DS, of course, the battery was completely dead. So I went to plug it in to charge it, and the little orange light that would tell you it's charging would turn on and then turn right back off. I'm like, oh no.
Uh-oh.
So I left it overnight, and it did not charge. And my original Nintendo DS, I did some searching, and apparently the battery is just dead in
Oh,
it.
bummer.
That's the bad news. The good news is I had one of the updated DSs, and that one still had a charge.
There you
Hasn't
go.
been charged in probably a decade. Still has a charge. So
Still
I
got it.
Yeah.
Still got it, Al.
So I got to play some of my old Nintendo DS games, and that was a blast because I'd forgotten how much fun that little, with the touch screen and the stylus and everything.
I
how
never
much-
played the DS. Is the DS the one that opens up like
yeah,
a...
like a clamshell.
Okay.
And it's got a screen on the top and a screen on the bottom, and a screen on the bottom is a touch
Oh, yeah, there's
screen.
like a Zelda game where like one of the screens would be your map of the dungeon, and
Yeah.
the other screen was your actual gameplay, right?
Some of
Okay.
them some of them like there was a Metroid first-person shooter on there, and
Ooh,
you would
wow.
you would use the touch screen as like a analog stick
Mm-hmm.
to look around, and then you would move with the controller and use the triggers to fire. But I'm playing a couple of old games on the DS, having a good time, and that got me thinking about I wanted to go back and play my WWE game, WWE 2K19, because I don't know if you're aware of this, but every Saturday afternoon I stream for my wrestling podcast, the One Fall Show. Nate, who he has a heavily modified PC version of 2K19. Like, people will not only make the characters, but then because it's the PC version, import the entrance music and the video and the whole thing.
Yeah, all the goods. I remember seeing him complaining on Twitter that AEW wouldn't release some of the entrance music and stuff.
Right,
He's
right.
like, release the music, AEW.
And obviously, I've got 2K19 on the PS4, so I can't get all that cool stuff. But I'm like, I want to play my 2K19 game. It'd be fun. Well, I had deleted my 2K19 game to make space.
Probably for Warzone.
Probably.
I delete everything to make room for Warzone.
Yeah, but I kept my save game because I figured that's, in modern gaming, your save game stays on there, and then I'll just install the game whenever I want, and it'll recognize the save game. Yeah. Guess what doesn't recognize the old save game?
Oh, no, the new 2K19.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried a whole bunch of things. I even installed like 2K15, WWE 2K15. That recognizes the old save game, but 2K19 completely have to start over.
Chuck, that goes your entire career in professional wrestling right down the toilet.
I have to start it over.
Start over. You're right back at NXT. Actually, you're right back in the training school, the Shawn Michaels Academy.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah,
so you went from a video game console that survives after a decade
to a game
that couldn't survive 6 months.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of Warzone, I did install the new Warzone so I could check out.
Did you play as Rambo?
No, I didn't. That's like $20 if you want Rambo or John McClane. But Nakatomi Plaza is on the map.
Did you go over there and kick somebody off the edge?
I didn't kick anybody off the edge.
I get kicked off the edge?
I got to Nakatomi Plaza, and then I started disarming bombs, and then somebody came in and killed me. I played for less than 5 minutes and uninstalled it.
Man,
I would
love to just roll in the Nakatomi Plaza parking lot and just say, "Welcome to the party, pal," and crash into stuff. Recreate scenes from the movie.
Yeah, like I said, less than 5 minutes in Warzone before I went, oh yeah, I hate this game, and just uninstalled it.
It's just so hard to do.
It's
not
so
just
difficult.
die as soon as you drop into that.
But I did find a game. A buddy of mine has been streaming on Twitch called Control. You remember?
I've heard of this.
Heard of this game? It's essentially it's a third-person shooter, and your character is Jean Grey. You have all these cool psychic abilities in like the building for the X-Files.
It's a character that's like Jean Grey.
It's like Jean Grey. It's not actually Jean Grey.
I was gonna say,
it's a character that's like Jean Grey.
Thing?
And you're running around this building where they keep all this crazy stuff, like the Dharma company from Lost or something. And it's kind of spooky, but it's a lot of fun. He's been streaming it on the PC on Twitch, and I could have swore I had a copy of it, but I couldn't figure. I'm looking at Epic Games; it's not in there. I'm looking at my Steam.
I think it was given away for free.
It was a PlayStation 4, PlayStation Plus game.
Okay.
From like last year. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I do have one of these.
See, and this is why whenever I think to check the free games, I always
just put it in
whether I want it or not, I add it to my library because it costs me nothing. I'm already a Plus member. And then something like that happens, and you're like, wait a minute, I know that somewhere.
6 months later, you're like, I want to play this game, and I'm sure I've got access to a copy somewhere. And there it was, PlayStation Plus coming through in the clinch again. It's fun.
Yeah, have a good time with it? How far did you get into it?
I've probably been playing it for a couple of hours. I appreciate that there's a lot of like puzzles to solve, and none of the puzzles so far have been so difficult I have to look up how to figure them out.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, like all of them I can kind of look around the room and I can see what stuff is, and I can see like, okay, I can pick this up with my psychic abilities and install it on the wall over here. Or I can, close this door and open this door, and okay, cool.
It's not like me when I'm like, okay, this is really hard. I've tried one thing. It didn't work. Google.
Yeah. That's typically how I play everything now, is with a walkthrough up on my phone or on my laptop next to me.
Yeah.
Because
I've kind of fallen into that. I don't usually have it up and ready to go, but I'll play through the game, and the second I get stuck, I'll give it like a couple tries.
Yeah.
Pause, save, turn everything off, go to my phone, look up what I'm supposed to do, and then I usually will wait about 3 weeks, and then I'll go back and try to do that part and completely forget what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, so if you got PlayStation Plus and you download the game, I recommend it. Check it out. It was a fun time. And speaking of video games, over the weekend, let me start by saying, do you guys remember around this time last year, that website I told you guys about, itch.io, where all the indie games are? they did a huge bundle for Black Lives Matter.
Oh my gosh, yes. I bought into that bundle. I haven't downloaded a single game yet.
Right, but you got like 500 games or something for $5 or more if you donated it.
Yeah, I think I threw them like $20.
They're doing it again.
Are they?
They're doing it again. This time it's for Palestinian aid, and there's just a bunch of games. None of them are, they're all indie games, so there's none of them in there that I'm like, oh man, that's a game I've been hearing about and wanting to play. But for $5, a whole bunch of stuff.
What I should do is pick out the games that I think look the most interesting, and then set it up and have people pick games to play.
Yeah.
Out of that list. Is it the same bundle of games? Is it a new bundle?
It's a new bundle.
Oh,
There's
wow.
a new bunch of content in there.
Man,
$5, man.
I know.
$5 for a bunch of stuff that you might not ever play, but
Yeah, well, I've already spent 20 and haven't played a single second of any of those other games. There was plenty of them that I wanted to play. Like there was like an 80s slasher, like babysitter movie game,
and
I don't
some of
remember
them,
what else.
are pen and paper tabletop games. That it's like having a Dungeons and Dragons book in a PDF form.
Interesting.
Some of them are games that are made to be printed out. There's a card game in there that's made to be printed out and made cards out of so that
Okay.
you can play it and stuff. But then some of them are literally video games. That look a lot. There was one or two of them that caught my eye that looked like an old Game Boy game, like with the green and black screen kind of
Okay.
thing. And I'm like, you got me just on the aesthetic alone.
I'm gonna say, just looking at a Game Boy game like that, it's amazing how far we've come
I
in
know.
terms of
Yeah.
portable gaming. Like you have the Game Boy, and now look at the Switch.
And the Switch, right?
My goodness,
I was feeling the same thing playing with the DS.
I bet.
I was like, wow, it's amazing. We've gone from this to the
this.
Switch
Yeah.
in, 15 years or so. But yeah, they're currently sitting at around $500,000 that they've raised for Palestinian aid. And they're looking to
that's
get
good.
$1 million in there. So if you're into it, I think it goes on until this Friday. You can get for a minimum $5 donation, you can get a whole bunch of games that you may or may not play. Did you hear about the new Fortnite pass?
I have not, but I've seen people post clips. You play as Rick and Morty now?
He plays Rick.
Nice.
From Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. Superman is going to be in the game as well.
So now they're just going like butt crazy. They just throwing in anything that they possibly can to try to get people to play it.
And apparently there's going to be UFOs that you can fly around and abduct people in.
Really? There we go. Yeah. Look at me. I'm playing Fortnite. Pow, pow. Take that, 13-year-old kid. Ha ha.
Look at me, Morty. I'm in Fortnite, Morty.
I'm an animated alcoholic, and I make it seem funny to have problems with life, being depressed.
I'm sure part of the reason Rick's going to be in there is because the new season's coming.
Oh, probably.
I think in August.
You want to get the young kids to check out your cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you appear in Fortnite.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. They've been putting a lot of like reruns of Rick and Morty on like Cartoon Network at night. When it's usually when I go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
I am so sick of every single past episode of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, is this one again? Oh, it's the one where the lady takes over the entire planet and Rick just bangs her and makes her do all sorts of crazy weird things. I'm tired of this episode. Oh man, it's the one where Mr. Mises is trying to help the golf game.
Yeah.
Oh my God, not again.
That's the one problem with shows that don't have like a lot of episodes in a season is that if you watch them in reruns, you see all of them real quick.
And it wasn't bad because we'd always watch like Family Guy or Cleveland Show, whatever they'd have on at the time, and the library of episodes would be so vast.
Yeah.
But with Rick and Morty, it's like every week.
There's 6 episodes.
Oh, it's
so.
the same as okay. I've seen this one 3 times this month.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for some new Rick and Morty content.
It was one thing when Adult Swim was just on the weekends or just on Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Like seeing the same Aqua Teen Hunger Force episode I saw 3 weeks ago, I was like, well, I mean, Adult Swim's only on Sunday nights, so I'll watch it. It's funny. I've only seen it a handful of times, but now it's every single night after 11 o'clock. They're like, let's get all them adult cartoons in there.
Yeah.
So you're seeing them much sooner than you normally would. So James, you are an epic rage quitter.
Oh, for sure.
As far as video games are concerned, did you hear about the Hearthstone finals? The
No.
grand finals for the Hearthstone game. Hearthstone
This is the okay. Go ahead. It sounds like you're gonna explain what the game is.
Hearthstone is the game that the guys who make World of Warcraft have made. It's an online digital card game.
It's
that
like
is a
their
lot
Magic the Gathering.
Exactly, a lot like Magic the Gathering. And they had their Grandmasters tournament, the European Grandmasters tournament. And when they got to the finals, one of the players, I believe he goes by X Blizes, disconnected from the match when he knew he wasn't going to win.
Oh, sore loser. I do the same thing in Magic the Gathering Arena all the time.
Yeah, but you're not playing for You're not in the finals.
No, I'm playing just
not-
because I'm on the toilet.
You're not one of the greatest players in the game.
No, it's
in
very
one
true.
of the biggest games of your life.
You got me again.
And and instead of taking the loss, he just which he actually went on Twitter later and said, "Sorry to be mad because I lost the most important match of my life."
Well, it'd be funny if at least he rage quit. He
Yeah.
didn't just sit there and just wait.
That's exactly what happened.
Because that's my other move in Magic the Gathering. Oh, you got me beat by a lot, huh? Well, guess what? Now I'm just gonna let the timer tick down twice. I'm gonna go make a pizza roll.
You're just gonna
So suck on that.
waste the other guy's
Gandalf's
time.
apprentice, whatever your name is.
I do want to let you know, don't feel too bad for him. Second place finish net him $2,000 in prize money.
Hey, not bad.
And he's apparently eligible to compete in Season 2 of the Grandmasters Tournament starting in August. Hopefully he doesn't get a bad draw and rage quit out of that.
Yeah, well, then if he does, he's got a reputation, and they'll probably go flag him. He's no longer Hearthstone material.
Right. I've certainly, they call it scooping when you do it in a tabletop setting, when you're at like the store playing Magic the Gathering.
It's called scooping?
Yeah.
When you rage quit?
When you just scoop up your
What?
cards.
I'm taking my dice and going home.
No, when you you're 2 or 3 turns in, you can see the game is going in the other person's direction. You just scoop up your cards and walk away from the table.
Oh, okay.
You're like, this ain't gonna happen. You beat me.
Well, sometimes when you play those games, like you can tell right off the get go.
Yep.
Whatever your first hand is or whatever you're dealt, you're like, oh, this is all a bunch of spells that I need to cast on creatures, yet I have no mana to summon any creatures, and I have no creatures in my hand. I'm screwed.
Yep. Also, speaking of Magic the Gathering Arena, Raceland, one of the guys that streams it, is part of the Man-Thong Mafia, filled me in last night that you can get a free deck, a pre-constructed deck in Magic the Gathering Arena right now.
What do we have to do?
You just have to go to the store and put in a code, which I had in front of me, and it disappeared. Hold on.
I bet you're Ray. Ray's in the chat right now. Drop the code in the chat, Ray.
It's Game Nights with
Game
a
Nights.
with a K, K-N-I-G-H-T.
So like the Knights of the New Republic.
It's just all in one word, Game Nights, and it'll give you a code called the Avenging Angels pre-constructed deck.
Anything good? What color mana is it?
Seeing it's called Avenging Angels, I gotta believe it's a white.
White?
Deck.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Well, if it's Avenging Angels, maybe it's white and
How
black.
many different colors are there?
5.
Five.
Yeah.
But now they have like different decks set up to where you can combine your 2 favorite colors of mana to create the ultimate deck. You look very impressed.
Uninterested is the word. I know you guys have been talking about colors of these decks, and I know none. It's all just gibberish to me.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd ask at least one question.
Never been interested in Magic the Gathering, huh?
No.
Playing getting cards that you can play a game with.
No, he's been into cool stuff like MASH.
Yes. And Dick Van Dyke and just dead people.
Right.
Dick Van Dyke's not dead.
No, he's not. He'll be there.
I mean, he's close, but no, he's still alive.
I think he's in his
saw-
90s though.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw.
Alan
whatchamacallit.
Alda still with us?
Yes, he is.
That's
Ooh.
excellent.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe not for long.
I know. Well, last time I saw him on TV, he was a little shaky. So Dick Van Dyke is 95 years old.
Woo!
I know.
Was he a little shaky just because he's not looking well, or was he a little shaky because of some sort of
Like Parkinson's?
Yeah.
That I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I mean, he didn't. It was just an interview, so it's not like there was, to my knowledge, any
Okay.
apparent
I
trauma or
didn't know
anything.
if you were
know.
making a Parkinson's joke or if you were just saying.
Oh, it wasn't a
he's not
joke.
looking
I
so
just
good.
the last time I saw him, he looked a little shaky. Like physically, his hands were shaking a little bit. But
Why are you punching down at people with Parkinson's, Al?
Yeah, you Parkinson's bully you.
just concerned about one of my favorite people. That's great. He's 85, by the way.
Oh, good for Alan Alda.
I know.
All right, well, let's take a short break.
One of
When
the few MASH stars still with us.
Yeah. When we come back, I've got some news about Netflix shows. One of them, we're not getting a second season of it. Another one is coming out sooner than expected.
Ooh, early release.
Also, I've got some Pokemon card news. We all know Pokemon cards have been a big deal. And comic books. We don't talk about comic books as much as we used to on this show, but I've got some comic book stuff to talk about. And it's coming up on Nerd Radio.